again. You're not leaving.
Hello everybody, my name is Jameson Greene, and today I'm going to be talking about why I think all drugs should be legal. So in 2017 alone, law enforcement agencies in the US made 1.63 million arrests for drug law violations. And this can include just possessing drugs, this can include public intoxication, and it really covers everything. So each arrest impacted the lives of more than just the people that were arrested. It impacted the lives of the officers, it impacted their families, and it ruined quite a few lives. After this speech, I hope you'll know much more about the war on drugs and the points that people are making, and I hope that you will know more to create your own opinion on what you think should be done. So, living in Colorado, the talk about drugs is all around, and lots of it is specifically about marijuana. And I was interested in more than just that, and so I've looked at online news sources, federal documents, and all around the web, and I think I've found a couple good reasons on to why all drugs should be legal. First, I want to talk about how it would reduce the black market significantly. Second of all, I'm going to talk about how it would reduce drug-related harm. And lastly, I'm going to be talking about how the government could really benefit from it. Alright, so let's begin with the black market. So the black market brings lots of crimes and death all over the nation. For example, gangs, most of them make their money by selling, transporting, and getting people addicted to drugs. And so legalizing drugs would effectively bankrupt the gangs because there would be a legal, safe way to do it instead of having to go through a black market and gangs where it's much more dangerous. The black market dealers make a lot of money moving drugs, and when you cut them out by taking away their source of income, you can also reduce a lot of deaths, because lots of times what black market dealers do is they cut drugs with much more deadly ones like fentanyl. And so now that we've considered the black market cause, let's do the harm that drugs cause. I think a lot of the harm that comes from drugs is legal harm. I think people are afraid to get caught with it. They're not. Some people are afraid to do it, but most of the people that do it are just afraid that they're going to get caught. Many people lose their professional licenses, and they can't keep a living for themselves, so they resort to more drugs, and even drug tests. People lose a lot of jobs from drug tests. And this isn't to say that DUIs should be legal. DUIs ruin plenty of lives every single day, and it is really not okay. Now that I've talked about the more legal aspects of it, I'd like to consider the benefits that the government could have from this. So, with it being legal, the government could then regulate the transportation and even the production of all these drugs, such as heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, and that'll make it a lot safer for people to use. And by regulating it, they can also cut down on the potency, they can regulate everything about it instead of the unknown that the black market brings. The government can also provide jobs to people that make them, transport them, and sell them. And so another thing that could happen is somebody could try to cut it with something while it's being transported. And that's why the government could put in checkpoints to see if anything has been contaminated, and they could really ensure the safety of all the people. And the government can regulate how many drugs are produced. They can say that only this amount of cocaine is allowed to be produced this year, or such so and so. So overall, I don't think it would be a bad idea to regulate all drugs, even heroin, cocaine, methamphetamine, and all the other what people would consider hard drugs. I think it would reduce a lot of the risks that come along with doing those drugs. It would reduce the black market. It would reduce the crime that comes with it. And the government could really benefit. They can make millions of dollars a year off taxing the production, the transportation, the sale of it, and overall, it would be a very large economy boost in a good way instead of boosting the black market, and help people be safer with the drugs that are already around. Alright, thank you for coming to my speech. I hope you enjoyed it.